on, of course, as now Bolton are your leaders, with Portsmouth taking a shock defeat this past weekend. What's going to go on in a double match week? We're going to take a little look next. That's right, folks. Bumper's going to a prediction video today. We'll take a look at match day number 20, I believe, over in League One, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, bang it, all things League One related, Blackpool Rovers related, world football related. We're going to all hear boys under one roof. That's right, Bolton, now your leaders, goodness gracious me, with Stevenage within touching distance of the top 2 spots, of course, in a wide open race for promotion to the Championship. And of course, who's going to take advantage this weekend? We're going to take a little look at it, all of it in a second. Of course, if you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, you bang up today. All things League One related, all that kind of jazz, as we head into a double crazy match week. That's right. Big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. But make sure, you, of course, you smash the old like. Get the YouTube algorithm working for you by smashing the old like. It costs you nothing. And of course, it'll work out in your favour. And again, make sure you subscribe. A whopping 78% of you are not subscribed. So let's get into it. A recap, a bit of a mad week over in League One. So let's recap the results. My picks, your picks, all that kind of jazz. So here we go, kicking it all off with a bit of a zinger. 7-goal thriller going one way, though. Bolton 7-0 demolition job of Exeter City, who are in trouble, I would imagine. We'll look at the table in a second. Bolton, of course, I went with just a 2-0 win. Meanwhile, Carlisle with a draw against Charlton, 1-1 in there. Of course, I went with a 2-1 win for Charlton, but I was wrong. Cheltenham, massive win against Oxford United, 2-0 win. I went the other way on that one. Derby County, big 2-1 win over Bristol Rovers. They're in the mix. Again, I'd say they're also in the mix for automatics. I know they're a little bit away at the moment, but don't rule out Derby. 2-0 win for them. 2-1 win for them over Bristol Rovers. I went with a 3-1 win. Meanwhile, Stevenage, big 3-0 win on the road against Fleetwood. Monster win for them. They're also striking distance as well. Meanwhile, Leyton Orient with a draw against Wigan. I went with a 2-1 away win. Barnsley could only muster a draw against Lincoln City. They are now out of the playoffs. Goodness gracious me. Northampton Town, big 2-1 win for them over Cambridge. I went with a 1-0 win. Peterborough, 4-0 win over Burton. They're the real deal as well. Of course, I went with a 3-0 win. There it is, the surprise result. Their 4-0 win for Blackpool on the road at Fratton Park. Wow. 2-1 win for me the other way. Shrewsbury, 2-1 winners over Port Vale. And Reading, big win on the road for them. 2-1 win as well. Now, this is, of course, our own prediction league, so well done to James P50 kicking ass and taking names. Top spot right there is 7 picks on the board right now. Of course, big shout out to you guys for keep on predicting. Of course, we barely even started, of course, but the current leader is still Blue Jack Plays, 75 points on the board right now. Ultra Omen Mirror is in second. Russell Frost is in third, and of course, this week's winner, James P50 is in fourth. Wow, this is the table though as it stands now. And when I say this is the table, this is sort of the table. So, of course, Bolton are kicking ass and taking names right now, 38 points, and they are top with Portsmouth in second with 36. Of course, those two can flip-flop around this week. We'll see how that pans out. Oxford United are third, Stevenage fourth, Peterborough are fifth, and Derby are sixth, according to my eyes. Going down, though, I know this is a little bit different. We have Reading going down. They are rock bottom with 10 points on the board. Cheltenham, of course, with 12 points. Of course, then it is Carlisle, then it is Fleetwood. Wigan are in 18th, so I know they're way up here in there, but they're actually in 18th with, of course, the points deduction. So please bear that in mind. So anyway, that's the situation. Of course, it could all change, though, in a very, very crazy week up ahead. So be sure to get your picks in nice and early. The games are starting tomorrow, so be in the mix and, of course, get into it right here, right now. So these are the games this coming midweek, all kicking off on Tuesday, I believe. So we will look forward to those games, and we're going to get into the deep end right here, right now, by predicting the first one. It is, of course, over at Bloomfield Road. It is Blackpool up against Northampton Town. So let's sit down, strap yourself in, and here we go. Played each other 8 times, these two sides, since 2003. We've got 5 wins for Blackpool, 2 for Northampton Town, and 1 draw, of course. Biggest win for Blackpool was a 3-0 win. They got 15 goals scored in those 8 matches, 1.88 goals a game. Northampton, though, 3-0 win. Their biggest scored 7 goals in those 8 matches, 0.88 goals scored themselves. 33% form for Northampton Town. They are 15th for the table with 20 points on the board right now. Blackpool, 4 wins the last 5, 75% form for them right now. They're up to 7th with 30 points at the moment. Last time around, though, in Bloomfield Road, it was a 2-0 win for Blackpool back in February 2021. Blackpool winning 3 on the bounce against Northampton Town. Haven't conceded a goal against them in those last 3 matches, scoring what we're looking at 8 goals over the course of 3 matches. The odds here for this one, though, 2-1 on is your Blackpool red hot favourites right now. 16-5 is your Blackpool, and 6-1 is your away win. We're going to go with another 3-0 win, convincing win for Blackpool. They are contenders here under Critchley, who seems to be getting a tune out of the Tangerines. Meanwhile, Bristol Rovers against Leyton Orient coming at you over in Bristol. Now, these two sides have played each other 25 times since 2003. We've got 10 wins apiece and 5 draws. Of course, biggest win for Bristol Rovers, 2-0 win. They got 48 goals scored in 25 matches, 1.92 goals a game. Leyton Orient, 5-0 win, their biggest score, 58 goals in those 25 matches, 2.32 goals a game on average. Orient, without a win in 4 now, 33% form heading into this. They are 14th for the table with 21 points right now. Bristol Rovers just 1 defeat at the last 6. They won 75% form for them. They're in 11th with 23 points on the board as well. Last time around at Bristol Rovers, it was a 3-1 win for the Orient. That was in League 2 in September 2021. But the odds right here, right now, we're looking at Bristol Rovers 11-10 for the victory, 5-2 is your draw, and 12-5 is your away win. I'm backing a home win here, 2-1 win for Bristol Rovers to get them also pushing towards those playoff spots. Meanwhile, Burton Albion against Portsmouth, who are looking to respond after that shocking result at Fratton Park this past weekend. Played each other 13 times these two since 2013. 3 wins for Burton, 6 wins for Portsmouth, and we got 4 draws as well. Biggest win for Burton was a 2-0 win. They got 16 goals scored in 13 matches, 1.23 goals a game. Portsmouth, though, 2-0 win, their biggest score, 20 goals in those 13 matches, 1.54 goals a game on average. 50% form, though, for Bradford right now, for Portsmouth. 1-2, lost to, and drawn to over the last 6. They are second, 36 points on the board right now. Burton, on the flip side, just 1 win in 6, 25% form for them. They are down to 17th with 20 points on the board. Last time around, though, at the Pirelli, it was a 2-0 win for Portsmouth, who did the double over Burton last season and didn't concede a goal against them. They've won 3 in the bounce, as well as Portsmouth against Burton. Of course, 16-5 is your hosts here, 5-2 is your 11-10 on is, of course, your visitors here. 2-0 win, back to winning ways, and, of course, back remaining in the top 2 spots as well. Cambridge United up against Lincoln City, of course, over at Cambridge. These two sides have played each other 20 times since the year 2002. We've got 6 wins for Cambridge, 5 for Lincoln, 9 draws between the two sides. Of course, biggest win for Cambridge, 2-0 win. They got 17 goals in those 20 matches, 0.85 goals a game. Lincoln, 5-1 win, their biggest score, 17 goals in 20 matches, 0.85 goals a game. Lincoln on 50% form for them at the moment, 1-2 lost to and drawn to at the moment. They're to 9th, again within touching distance of those playoffs, 27 points right now. Cambridge back-to-back defeats, still 58% form, 16th for the table with 20 points, but last time around at Cambridge, it was a 2-0 win for the hosts back in September 2022. The odds right here right now, we have 6-4 is your Cambridge, 23-10 is your draw, 15-8 is your visitors here. I'm back in a draw here, point apiece. Cambridge look tricky. Lincoln, of course, unpredictable as well at the moment. Meanwhile, Charlton against Cheltenham have hit a bit of form at the moment, aren't they? Down at the Valley. Now, these two sides have played each other 5 times since 2016. We got nothing for Charlton, 3 for Cheltenham, and 2 draws, of course. Charlton without a win, but they have scored 4 goals in 5 games against this week's opponents. 0.80 goals a game at the moment. Meanwhile, Cheltenham, though, 1-0 win, their biggest score, 7 goals in 5 matches, 1.40 goals a game. They are back-to-back games now without a loss. Have Cheltenham, of course, 23rd in the table with 12 points on the board. Meanwhile, Charlton unbeaten in the last 6 games, however, winning 3 and drawing 3 of the last 6. Appleton's boys are in 10th with 23 points on the board as well. Last time around at the Valley, it was a 1-0 win for Cheltenham back in December 2022. But the odds right here, right now, we have we're looking at 20-11 on is your Charlton. They are a red-hot favourite. 16-5 is your draw. 5-1 is, of course, your visitors here. I'm backing a 2-1 win for Charlton. Of course, they're unbeaten in at least the last 6 games. Appleton might be also get a tune out of these guys. The Attics, is that what they call them? That's what they call them. I'm going to go with a home win anyway. Anyway, Exeter are in trouble. I mean, it's Shrewsbury, who are doing all right, aren't they, in mid-table? Played each other 10 times since 2013. Since 2003. 2 wins for Exeter, 4 for Shrewsbury, 4 draws, of course. Coldwell must be staring at the sack. Of course, biggest win for Exeter, 3-2 win. They got 13 goals in 10 matches, 1.30 goals a game. Shrewsbury on the flip side, 4-0 win, their biggest score, 18 goals in 10 matches, 1.80 goals a game. Shrewsbury winning 4 of the last 6, on 67% form for them, and now in 12th with 23 points on the board. Up against Exeter, who are in 20th, 17 points on the board, just 1 win in 6, as Exeter look worryingly doomed at the moment. Meanwhile, of course, last time out in Exeter was a 0-0 draw back in February 2023. Shrewsbury unbeaten against them in the last 3, just 1 defeat past the last 4. But the odds right here, right now, we're looking at Exeter 23-20 for the victory, 5-2 is draw, 12-5 is your away win. I'm also backing the away side here, 2-1 win for the Shrews, as they make a push towards the top end of the table. Kicking on forward here, we do have Barnsley against Wycombe. Of course, these two sides early, they were early contenders for promotion, but right now, bit of a slump as well. Heading into this, played each other 9 times in 2003, 5 wins for Barnsley, 2 for Wycombe, 2 draws, of course. Barnsley, 3-1 win, their biggest score, and 12 goals in 9 matches, 1.33 goals a game. Up against Wycombe, 3-0 win, their biggest score, and 10 goals in 9 games, 1.11 goals a game on average. Wycombe, though, 50% form for them at the moment, 1-2, lost 2, and drawn 2. 13 for the table, and 22 points on the board. Up against Barnsley on 42% form for them right now, just 1 win and 6. That's at 8th, 28 points on the board for Barnsley as well. Last round over at Oco was a 3-0 win for Wycombe back in August 2022. That was in the Championship. Of course, the odds right here right now, we're looking at Barnsley for, of course, where are we? You're looking at Barnsley on this one. 2019 on for the victory here, of course. 13-5 is your 3-1 is your long shot. So that's, of course, Wycombe here. We are backing a Barnsley victory here, 2-1 for them. Just outside the playoffs, but of course making a push to get back into them this week. Of course, Stevenage up against Peterborough, a bit of a zinger here. This is the game of the round, I believe. Played each other 9 times in 2011. 3 wins for Stevenage, 3 for Peterborough, 3 draws. Of course, biggest win for Stevenage, 2-1 win. They got 10 goals scored in 9 matches, 1.11 goals a game. Biggest win for Peterborough, 2-0 win. They got 11 goals in 9 matches, 1.22 goals a game. Peterborough winning 3 of the last 4, 58% form for them right now. They are 5th with 34 points on the board. Up against Stevenage, 6 wins on the bounce, 100% form for them right now. They are 4th, 35 points on the board as well. Last round though, in Stevenage in the league, you got to go way back. You got to go way back to 2014. It was a 1-0 win for Peterborough. That was in League One. They have played each other a few times in the FA Cup. Familiar foes in the FA Cup and EFL Cup. They actually played last season, a 1-0 win it was for Stevenage at Stevenage in the EFL Cup in the second round. The odds right here right now, we're looking at Stevenage for the victory here. We're 8-5 for the victory, 13-8 is your Peterborough, 12-5 is draw. Quite tight. Again, tight in the table, and I think they're going to be tight on the final score here. Going to go with a 1-1 draw, point apiece. Can I separate the two sides? Can you? If you can, let me know down below. Meanwhile, Oxford United against Bolton, another zinger chicken dinner, of course, over at the Kazam. These two sides have played each other 13 times in 1993. We've got 2 wins for Oxford, 7 wins for Bolton, and we've got 4 draws, of course. Biggest win for Oxford, 3-1 win. They got 11 goals in 13 matches, 0.85 goals a game, of course. Bolton, though, 7 wins over the course of those 13 games. 4-0 win their biggest, 19 goals scored in 13 matches, 1.46 goals a game. 6 wins on the bounce for Bolton. They are 100% form. They are top with 38 points on the board right now. Oxford are on 3rd, 75% form for them right now, but of course, 1 defeat in the last 6. Heading into this last round at the Kazam, it was a 1-0 win for Bolton back in April 2023. In fact, the home side's only won once of the last 6. That's when Bolton beat Oxford at Bolton. Of course, the odds for this one, though, we are looking at, what are we looking at? We're looking at Oxford 11-8 for the victory, 5-2 is your 90-10 is your Bolton. I can't see anything but a Bolton victory here. 2-1 win for them. They are the real deal. I think after that 7-0 domination job of Exeter, they're going to be red hot to trot in this one over at Oxford. Meanwhile, Port Vale up against Derby come at you over at Vale Park. These two sides have played each other 7 times since 1994. We've got 2 wins for Port Vale, 3 for Derby, 2 draws as well. Biggest win for Port Vale, 2-1 win. They got 8 goals scored in 7 games, 1.14 goals a game on average. Derby 5-3 win, their biggest, scoring 11 goals in 7 matches, 1.57 goals a game as well. 75% form for Derby right now, winning just 1 defeat past 6. They are 6th in the table with 30 points on the board. Up against Port Vale, 50% form for them right now. 1-2, lost 2, and drawn 2. They are 19th with 19 points as well. Last round at Vale Park, it was a 2-1 win for Derby. However, the home side has not won this game in the last 5 matches. In fact, the last time the home side won was when Port Vale beat Derby in February 1995. That was in the Championship, guys. Meanwhile, the odds right here right now, we're looking at Port Vale, 5-2 for the victory, 13-5 is draw, 21-20 is your way. And we are backing Derby as well here, 1-0 win for them to, again, remain in the playoffs. Wigan Athletic against Fleetwood Town, bit of a relegation crunch clash this one. Now, these two sides have played each other 12 times in 2015. We've got 8 wins for Wigan, 2 wins for Fleetwood. We've got 2 draws as well. Biggest win for Wigan, 4-0 win. They got 30 goals in those 12 matches, 2.50 goals a game on average. Fleetwood under Lee Johnson, 1-0 win. Their biggest, of course, scored 18 goals in 12 matches, 1.50 goals a game. 67% form for Fleetwood at the moment, just 1 defeat past 6. They are 21st with 16 points on the board. Up against Wigan, who are 18th with 19 points on the board. They're, of course, unbeaten in the last 5, 67% form for them also heading into this. Last round at the DW, it was in the league, was a 2-0 win for Wigan back in March 2022. That was in League One. The odds here, we have Wigan 5-4 for the victory, 13-5 is the draw, and 2-1 is your long shots. That's, of course, Fleetwood here. We're back in Wigan, 2-1 win for them to take the points and of course move away from the drop zone. Reading against Carlisle, another relegation 6-pointer. Now these two sides have played each other never. This will be the first time, according to my eyes anyway, played each other. Meanwhile, Reading 58% form for them right now, just one defeat past 5. They might have had a bit of form here despite the situation in the table. Up against Carlisle, of course, just back-to-back games without a loss. 22 points on the board right now. Sorry, 22 spots in the table. They are 15 points right now. Up against Reading, who are 24th with 10 points on the board right now. Last time around, Reading with a big 2-1 win over Wycombe, of course. Meanwhile, Carlisle with a 1-1 draw against Charlton. The odds here, we have 11-10 as your Reading, 12-5 as your draw, 13-5 as your Carlisle. Reading have hit form right now. 2-0 win for them, and of course that will be a monstrous win against relegation contenders Carlisle United. That's the situation for me. There's my picks, a recap of them. And if I'm right, of course, this is what the table will look like. Of course, something like this anyway. Bolton will remain top with Portsmouth in second, Stevenage in third, Peterborough, Oxford, and then Derby going down. Something like this. It'll be like Reading, Cheltenham, Carlisle, and Fleetwood. Exeter would still be above it, despite what that graphic says. That's, of course, my situation. Of course, don't forget to get your own picks in. And, of course, get the YouTube algorithm working for you by banging the old like button, banging the old thumbs up, of course. A whopping 78% of you are still unsubscribed. So please do us a favour, and we'll be back, of course, later on in the week in a double match week. Of course, until then, I'll see you soon for the next one.